Welcome, and today we are in Soshanguve Kodi AA. We're gonna have a quick chat with Afro Zwanaka's bookshop owner. Come.
Hi, sister.
Thank you for welcoming us to this lovely space that you've created.
It's my pleasure.
So tell me, where did the idea to open a bookstore come from?
In the days I started working, like any normal township boy.
5 to
the back room, the boys' room. So initially I was doing that, And then, so as I was about to complete the space, and I realized, but why create a space with just me, And then I said, but let me extend it, and maybe create something that people or somebody can come and share the space with, So this is how it basically. I remember my mom, I'm put so much so inside. It's like, what are you doing, I used to go out for coffee, and then I realized the kind of poverty I was in, because I had a lifestyle that depended on other people, meaning if I wanted to have coffee and cake, then I must go to other people in other places. And I used to take 2 taxis to go to my.
So you decided to bring it home.
So. The idea of let me have it in my backyard. How cool is that?
Wake up in
your If nobody comes, then that's fine. But I'm going to chill.
Okay, so you've been open since 2011, right?
Since 2011.
That's 6 years.
So
what was your initial process of beginning this bookstore? Because now it sounds like the ukredi buka. You have to get bookshelves. You have to make sure the space is open enough furniture, people to sit. So process, I think, in the
initially there was a challenge, that because this was not existing, and when you open something like this, so the people here back, they want what they used to, they want to fall into the system of advertising. So if you play a certain kind of music, and they're like, they want familiarities. Why was not screen the game? They want to turn it into something that they, because next night book initial, but I realized it's not enough for people to come and chill. And then not any other thing that adds in the social aspect or environment of the place. That's when I decided, okay, let's add some books so that we can expand, for people. So there's multiple in the unit or in the building, so people can come and chill. And the second challenge was the generation gap, So if it was not there, you cannot expect Batu Baba, who grew up in a space, or in an environment where there was no bookshop, then suddenly there's a bookshop, then they'll flock in it. So it's a generation gap. So some people have to come up and realize, oh, there's a bookshop, and they must grow into it. So the initial generation, my generation, but because it was just an in thing initial, But the next generation will be the generation that will make this space their own.
Okay. So are those still challenges that you're trying to?
It's
your target market for and let's experience this. Is that still a challenge that you're experiencing?
It is a challenge because by far what I've also realized, African people, black people in particular, even though we're reading a lot, we're reading a lot.
Yes, and it's true, we do read. So no longer the statement that we don't read.
But the issue now, we're not socializing with books. So everybody's reading. All come and take they take out the book, whether it's a Bible or it's a newspaper, but people are reading. But we're not socializing. Like we're not calling each other and say, hey, I've just finished this book, let's meet up. I just wanna, there was this thing that I wanna share with you and. So that social aspect is not there. So which is also a challenge that people must start exchanging books, meeting up to discuss a book, to discuss an author. Inviting an author and say, but what were you thinking? Because some of the authors, what was the idea behind it? How did you start? And then, expand on what I've read this in your book. Because like Mem Matsil was here, she's got a couple of books and she's got poetry. So a couple of times she has come, and it's so powerful to hear what you have read being recited by the author herself, and then you can ask questions, but what do you mean? And you find out what you thought, or what it means to you, it means something different, and it expands your. It becomes a conversation. It becomes a whole lot of conversation.
So tell me that story, the inspiration, because you were about to say that the books inspired you initially. So
first, it's the first book that made an impact on me was by Zwanaka. Probably I'll tell you about it. When I read 6, then I realized it was like for the first time I listened to Swamule Kumar, I realized the essence and the power of our people, you know. And I asked myself, am I not one of them? You know, if Zakes can write this good fiction and history, and this can inspire me, how can I exclude myself in this league? You know? So then I started to realize if there is one, then there must be two, and if there's two, surely there's three.
There's more. And you went digging.
Yeah. And I said, no, okay, I cannot sing like Swamule Kumar, I cannot write like Zakes, but I can do something. You know? And if the idea is in your head, then it means it's for you. You know? Then I said, okay, through this space, then I'll also create what they've created. You know? She made a CD. He wrote a book, and I created a space for the community. You know? So this is how the books started to be a big part of me moving forward. You know? So I said, I'm not going to create another tavern, another place for people to just come and drink and go. You know, I don't want to make money out of my community like that. Yeah.
How has this establishment influenced the community? Because now it's here, and it's a platform where we can share those stories and have discussions about the books and the conversations, and you know, even a long, in-depth thing with different minds.
Yeah.
So how has it inspired the community? Like community, this initiative that you've brought.
Yeah, okay, the immediate community not so much, because you know, if you grow up, you know, that's why they say the prophet is never really fully kept in his own town, you know. So that is true, because if you grew with people, it was not here, and now it's here, you know. So I see it's more people coming from outside who come to enjoy the space, you know. But I have a lot of respect within my immediate communities. You know, if you get lost, but no, that place is there. You know, you know, no, there is there. They don't necessarily patronage the place, but there's a respect, you know, of what I've done, you know, and Lohore, I've put the place, our section in the map, you know. So I get some mind, show people say, hey, you know, I was in Cape Town and I met this woman, and he said, you know, I was there, and then there's this place, and then, you know, so there's that pride, and they'll say, that's because we don't have, if you look at it, we don't have township spaces where people are. And I tell you, a lot of authors, artists, musicians, they want to come to where the people who support them are, but we don't have friendly environments, you know. So this is what I want to promote, an alternative lifestyle, you know, that if you don't want to go to a tavern, you know, if you don't want to eat what you eat daily, then there must be an alternative. And an alternative should not drive you to getting out of the township. You know, so within the township there must be an alternative lifestyle. You know? And
what happens is the money is circulated around our very neighborhoods. You know, when you buy an apple from Mama Zalabastrate, you know the money is going back to her house.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So if I come, I buy a book here, I buy a coffee at Afro Zwanaka, the money stays in the community and we develop it from there on.
Well, I started with my own collection because I was collecting more African books.
So
mostly, but lately I've had people donating. You know, people will come in the space and say, you know, my father left a lot of books, you know, and judging from the titles that I have, you know. And speaking about books, why initially I wanted African and particularly South African writers, I wanted African children to come in here, and while they browse, they must see their names on the shelves, you know, so that to break that myth, and we don't write, you know. And I've seen it work, because and they're like, Solomon Mata, and then that's an image is like, yeah, you know, it's like, but you know, and it means for it, he could be your uncle, he could be, you know, so there's that thing, you know, so I've seen it work.
So these books, going back to these books, because Urilo to me like African literature mostly again. So what are the importance of us reading our own stories and sharing our own stories, retelling them?
What is important in writing the story, Sarah? It's because of life, it's a second. So what people in South Africa experienced in the 70s and the 80s are exactly what the people are experiencing now. You know? So if there was a reference already about what people experience, you know, imagine in the 1800s, if somebody have written about herbs, for instance. You know, and whenever we are lost, you know, we Google the herbs. What is good for my skin? Imagine in the olden days, this is what we do. This is how we prevent not having. This is prevention in an African way. We're not taking pills. This is what we eat. Imagine if they documented that and we're reading it now.
You are a book owner. This is your space, Afro Zwanaka. Share with the people out there 3 books that have influenced you that you think, hey, you could read this and maybe you might feel the same.
Surprising that we think we're choosing the books, but actually the books are choosing us. You know, they're just there waiting for us. You know, when you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to buy a book, there's a book calling. You know, and if you look at your collection, you will see there's a connecting theme in those books.
I'm gonna check my bookshelf.
Yeah. So with me here, I have 3 books. You know, first one is Who Moved My Cheese. You know, it's a small book by Dr. Spencer Johnson. You know, Who Moved My Cheese. I like this book, especially the title says it all. You know, the recent events, especially in our country, I have noticed. You know, for instance, our borders, the South African borders, they were marshaled by the National Defense Force, the previous regime. Now they were regulating us going out and other people coming in. Yeah? So that was their main thing. But now with this government, the approach has changed. So it's more regulation, but it's not as harsh as it used to be. Now what I have noticed, the borders, now people are coming in. You know, there's more people coming in than people going out. So the borders, this way really in South Africans. That's why this is xenophobic tendencies, because we're not moving, we're not traveling Africa, you know, we're not going to Zambia, we're not going anywhere. So the borders have trapped us. It means the cheese, we're thinking the cheese is just here. There's no cheese anywhere, you know. So that is why we're banning people, we're killing people for this cheese, you know. So Who Moved My Cheese? It's about that you know, the people who knew that there was cheese and they thought this cheese is going to be there forever. Like, this is our mentality. We think South Africa is going to be like this forever, you know. And Zimbabwe, at some point, they were thinking it will never happen to them, you know. So now we want that tea current. Why should we go to Kenya? Why should we go to Tanzania? What is there for us? The cheese is here. Next one, okay, we touch upon Hanyan is the heart of readiness, which is This is the first of his 4 books I've read. I've read Ways of Dying, I've read The Madonna of Extinction, and lately I've read The Sculptures of Mapumu. But of the 4, the 2, this is the best for me. Ways of Dying, can I soft spot there, but The Madonna of Extinction, I also love the book, you know.
Your man.
Yeah. So I like Zakes because of what I've said earlier on horror. It's part fiction, but it's part history, you know. So what we spoke about earlier about reading our stories, even if it has to have poetry and some element of enthusiasm about it, for instance, but it must have an element of fact about us, about who we are and where we are. And this is what I think Zakes has created. The third one, it's by Paulo Coelho, but this is not a book. This is 11 minutes. But the third one it's The Alchemist. You know, probably for obvious reasons.
I'd recommend that you guys come visit Afro Zwanaka, so Shangube, the AA, right here in Pretoria. Subscribe on our page, Narongwedi. Follow Afro Zwanaka as Afro Zwanaka on Facebook, right? Book Cafe
page.
Book Cafe page on Facebook. Okay, yeah, thank you.